Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning, my dear students. Myself, Mohammed Saleh. I would like to take a paper as a session of IGNO, BCOC136, Income Tax Law and Practice. Okay, audible, dear students?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Then, did you receive your material? What about?
Sir,
yes, sir. Income tax and practice book vannadana, sir.
Okay. Any sound break ആവുകയോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നെറ്റ് കിട്ടാത്തൊക്കെ വിഷയങ്ങളുണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾ എന്നോടൊന്ന് സൂചിപ്പിക്കണേ. ഇവിടെ ഫുൾ ചാർജ് ഞാൻ കാണുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇനി ഓക്കെ, ടെക്നോളജി ആണല്ലോ, നമുക്കറിയാം. ഇന്ന് സൺഡേ ആണ്, അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ചിലപ്പോൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും, നെറ്റ് സ്ലോ ഒക്കെ ആകാൻ സാധ്യതയൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാകാം ചിലപ്പോൾ. BSNL ഒക്കെ ആണ്. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം, ദയവായിട്ട് എന്നോടൊന്ന് സൂചിപ്പിക്കണം. ഓക്കെ, ഫൈൻ. ഓക്കെ, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നിങ്ങളുടെ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് പർപ്പസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ദയവായി നിങ്ങളുടെ എൻറോൾമെന്റ് നമ്പറും പേരും ദയവായി എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം, ഒന്ന് കമന്റ് ബോക്സിൽ ഇടണം, മറന്നു പോകരുത്. അറ്റൻഡൻസ് പർപ്പസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ഇപ്പം ഓൾറെഡി സബ്മിറ്റഡ് മിസ്റ്റർ അഭിഷേക് തമൂലി. ഓക്കെ, he is only the person submitted. Okay, rest people didn't submit their enrollment number and name. Okay, kindly make it. നമുക്ക് നെക്സ്റ്റ് വീക്ക് തൊട്ടിട്ട് ഗൂഗിൾ മീറ്റിലേക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം, ക്ലാസ് മാറ്റാം കേട്ടോ. ഗൂഗിൾ മീറ്റ് ആകുമ്പോൾ കുറച്ചും കൂടി കംഫർട്ട് ആണ് നിങ്ങൾക്കും എനിക്കും. പിന്നെ വെബെക്സിനേക്കാൾ കുറച്ചും കൂടി കംഫർട്ട് ഗൂഗിൾ മീറ്റ് ആണ്. നമുക്ക് നെക്സ്റ്റ് സെഷൻ തൊട്ടിട്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം, ഗൂഗിൾ മീറ്റിലേക്ക് മാറ്റാം. ഓക്കെ, ഫൈൻ. Okay, now the time 11:10. Okay, we must have to start. Okay, before going to start, I will share the screen. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Yes. In the given paper, we have to cover with 5 blocks. Block 1, block 2, block 3, and block 3, block 4, and block 5. Okay. Firstly, we have to clearly understand what are the basic concepts of income tax and what are the various sources of income under the Income Tax Act, and some basic at the same time some more comprehensive terms. Okay, yes, let us discuss. Before going to the topic, firstly, clearly we have to understand what is tax. What is tax? Okay, what is meant by tax? Anybody? ഓക്കെ, അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ആരെങ്കിലും ക്യൂൽ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എന്നോട് നിങ്ങളൊന്ന് സൂചിപ്പിക്കണേ. ഞാനിപ്പോൾ കാണുന്നില്ല, അതുകൊണ്ടാണ്. നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും ക്യൂൽ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എന്നോടൊന്ന് പറയാം. Okay, what's meant by tax? Is it a compulsory payment?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then
Yes, sir.
why do we pay tax?
It's a obligation.
To develop
To develop what?
It's
the country economy and whatever the country needs.
Hmm.
Or maybe at the time of pandemic, they need funds.
it's a obligation.
Hmm. Okay. Then can we assure any return on account of tax payment from the government? Can we assure or can we ensure any something in return from the government on account of or in respect of tax payment? Means that if you pay some fees, then you can expect some services from the government, right? At the same time, if we pay tax, we can expect such a type of services from government.
Yes, sir.
Which service?
Like highways,
Hmm.
services, public toilets.
Public toilets.
Yeah.
Okay. All are
bus stand.
Okay, fine. All are belong to public, not to a specific person, not a single person. If you pay fee for some services, then you can expect such a fee, such a service from the government because of you have already paid a fee for such a service. Okay, this type of expectation or return we cannot expect on account of tax payment, right? Means that if we pay taxes, we cannot expect any specific services or any specific return from government because of paying of tax. Okay, that is that is the main difference between fee and tax. Okay, leave it. Then tax is a compulsory payment made by a person irrespective of his income level or irrespective of his status level or any of something like that for the generation of income to the government. That is the clear explanation of tax. Okay, then we can classify tax as two, that is direct tax and indirect tax. Okay, of the direct tax, income tax is the major part, or then income tax is the lion part, belongs to the direct tax portion of government. Okay, fine. Then we can move to the meaning of income tax. Income tax is a direct tax levied on every person. Income tax is a direct tax levied on every person in respect of his income exceeding a specified limit. Income tax is a direct tax levied on every person, in respect of his income or her income exceeding a specified limit. When we look into this definition, we can derive some of the terms. What is first one is income tax. Which form of tax is income tax? Answer is direct tax. Then levied on every person. Then next question is, who is a person under Income Tax Act? Who is a person under Income Tax Act? Levied on every person in respect of his income or her income. Then next question is, what is meant by income? And a last question is, in the given definition, I have clearly uttered that the income tax is a direct tax levied on every person in respect of his income exceeding a specified limit. So the last question is, how much is the specified limit? Clear? Can you follow me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So we have to submit answers for these type of questions. That is, Income tax is a direct tax levied on every person. So first question is, who is a person? Okay, we can study. Then in respect of his income, then next question is, what is income? Okay, we can give answer for that. And the last question is, exceeding a specified limit. Then how much is the specified limit? This is the another question. Then we can find out the answer for all these questions. Okay, then you have to, then you can see the screen. In the screen, we can see income tax is one of the direct taxes levied by the central government. Okay, it is considered as a direct, it is payable in the assessment year. So next question is, what is assessment year? Okay, directly by the individual. Individual means natural human beings like us, men, male, female, then transgenders. Okay, then next, Hindu undivided family. HUF also to pay. HUF has to pay. HUF has also to pay income tax. Then firms, partnership firms, then companies, and other every artificial judicial persons. Okay. Then before going to the topic, firstly clearly understand then the evolution of income tax. Okay. In the previous class or in our school life, we have studied about the first independent struggle of India in 1857. Okay. We can see, we call it is a great independent struggle. At the same time, the British people, they insulted it as a Shipai mutiny. Then Shipai Lahala and the Rubatlana. Okay, the first independent struggle occurred in India in 1857. Okay, on account of the struggle, the government, the British government of India, they suffered with a lot of losses. In order to cover these losses, one of the lord, that means Sir James Wilson, he generated the concept of income tax and he introduced the income tax in India by the year of 1860. By the year of 1860. Okay, this is about the evolution of or the history of income tax. Okay. In the post-independent period, the Income Tax Act passed in India 1960. 1960. 1960. The present act of income tax. Okay. It is passed in 1961 and it came to force all over India with the effect from 1st April 1962. Okay, 1st April 1962. Okay, this is basic about the history of income tax. Okay, just you have understand a very little part or some meager about the history of income tax act. Okay, other more than nothing we need. Okay, yes. Then every year the government of India passed the budget in the parliament. I think every first day of February month, every year. Okay. This is called the Finance Act. In the Finance Act, or simply it is called the budget, Union Finance Budget. Okay. In the budget, the government of India make recommendations and make some regulations or make some circulars or some rules and regulations to collect income tax, and the ceiling limit of income tax and so many other provisions relating with the income tax in the Finance Act. That means a union budget. Okay, fine. Yes. Next, we can find out the answer of the question. Answer for the question, what is income? What is income? Okay. Then simply income means any sort of revenue. Any sort of revenue with which we can fulfill our needs. We can fulfill our needs. Okay. Simply income means any sort of revenue. Any sort of revenue with which we can fulfill our needs or wants or our desires. Okay, this is the simple explanation. The simple explanation for income. Simple explanation for income. Okay, in the Income Tax Act, Section 2, subsection 24, as per the Section 2, subsection 24. Okay, we can see the definition of income. Income includes any sort of profit and gains, then any form of dividend, Then income from voluntary contributions, then perquisites or salary income, or income from house income in the form of rent received from a let out property, or the profit generated through transfer or exchange of goods or services or assets, or income generated from mutual fund, then income from marketing association, or any forms of allowances or bonuses or a commission or any other source of profit in lieu of salary received by employee. Okay. This is the definition for this is the definition, or this is the meaning given for the term income. Okay, understand? Okay, simple ആയിട്ട് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. പിന്നെ എന്താ പറയേണ്ടത്, നമുക്ക് ഏത് രൂപത്തിലുള്ള വരുമാനം, ആ വരുമാനം കൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് നമ്മളുടെ ആവശ്യങ്ങൾ നിറവേറ്റാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് ഏത് കൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്, ഇൻകം കൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. അത് എനി സോർട്ട് ഓഫ് റവന്യൂ, ഏത് രൂപത്തിലുള്ളതാകാം. ഓക്കെ, അത് ക്യാഷ് രൂപത്തിൽ തന്നെ വേണമെന്നൊന്നുമില്ല കേട്ടോ. എനി സോർട്ട് ഓഫ് റവന്യൂ which does not mean it is purely in the form of cash. Okay, it can be in the form of kind. Okay, it can also be in the form of kind. Okay, with which we have to fulfill, or we can have to fulfill our needs and wants. Okay, that is the simple meaning given for the simple explanation given for the term income. Okay, or in the when you are appearing your examination, okay, you see the question what is income, then you can write the income includes, okay, these terms. Income includes profits and gains, dividend, income from voluntary contributions, then income from or any special allowance, then income from units of mutual trust of India, income from units of mutual fund, income from marketing associations, or any allowances granted to increase the cost of living. Okay, capital gain. Okay, anything. Okay, you can write about the for the explanation or for the meaning of income. Okay, yes. So we did the answer for first question, that is what is income. Then another question is in respect of exceeding a specific. Then next question is who is a person. That is the another question. Okay, we can see the definition for or the meaning for a person. In the Income Tax Act of India 1961, the term person is clearly defined in section 2, subsection 31 of the Act. The person means an individual. For example, like us. Okay, Ramesh, Hari, Sita. Okay, then an individual. Then HUF. HUF means Hindu undivided family. A family which is lineated from a common ancestor, and the family consists of a father, mother, and unmarried daughters and son. Okay, that is the Hindu undivided family. There are two schools of thought for HUF, Midakshara and Devaka. Okay, we can clearly understand or we can clearly understand about the term HUF in the succeeding chapters. Okay, then third one is company. Whether it is a private company or it is a public company or it is a charitable or it is a joint stock company. Okay, whatever may be. Okay, then a partnership firm, then association of person or body of individual. Okay, a local authority, then every artificial judicial person, and a cooperative society Okay, these are the persons or these are the things included under the term person. Okay, then so you have to clearly write up or illustrate it whenever you appear in examination what is the term person. Then you can write a person includes a natural human being, HUF, company, firm, AOP, local authority, or every artificial judicial person, and a cooperative society. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ നമ്മളെ പോലത്തെ ചോരയും നീരിയും മജ്ജയും മാംസമൊക്കെ ഉള്ള എന്താ പറയാ ആൺപെണ്ണ്. ഓക്കെ, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഹിന്ദു അവിഭക്ത കുടുംബം, കമ്പനികള്, പാർട്ണർഷിപ്പ് ഫേമുകള്, അതുപോലെ AOP, BOI, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ലോക്കൽ അതോറിറ്റി, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ എവരി ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ജുഡീഷ്യൽ പേഴ്സൺ, ഇവരൊക്കെ ഏതിന്റെ പരിധിയിൽ വരുന്ന ആൾക്കാരാണ്? വ്യക്തികൾ എന്നുള്ള പരിധിയിൽ വരുന്ന ആൾക്കാരാണ്. ഏത് പ്രകാരം? ഇൻകം ടാക്സ് റൂൾ പ്രകാരം. Okay, അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്ന ഇത്ര മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. On the other hand, the term person means that everybody come under the term person has to pay tax. Okay, has to pay tax. Okay, yes. ഇതാണ് ഏതിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് പറയാനുള്ളത്, പേഴ്സണെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിട്ട് പറയാനുള്ളത്. Okay, yes. Next, definition of SSC. Before going to the topic, we can clearly or we can simply means that the term SSC. Simply SSC means a person who is liable to pay tax under the Act. A person who is liable to pay tax under the Act. A person who is liable to pay tax under the Act. A person who is liable to pay tax under the Act. That means under the Income Tax Act. അതായത് ഇൻകം ടാക്സ് ആക്ട് പ്രകാരം ഏത് വ്യക്തിയാണോ ടാക്സ് അടക്കാൻ വിധേയമാകുന്നത് അയാളെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഏത് കൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്, SSC കൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. A person who is liable to pay tax or who has to pay tax under the purview of or under the conditions of or in accordance with the rules of Income Tax Act, such a person is called SSC. Such a person is called SSC. Okay, then we can classify SSC as two: deemed SSC or representative SSC and SSC in default. Deemed SSC or representative SSC and SSC in default. SSC in default. Okay, deemed SSC or representative SSC means a person who is liable to pay tax. A person who is liable to pay tax not upon his income but upon or on account of another person's income. A person who is liable to pay tax or who is accessible under the provisions or in accordance with the provisions of the Act, not on his income, but in respect of income of any other person. Income of any other person. Okay. Yes. Then Abhishek Tamuli. Okay. Please ask your question. Okay. Tell me.
Sir, what is the difference between a person and a SSC? Like a person is also paying tax and like SSC is also paying tax. Like it is also an individual person or Hindu undivided family or company or.
Okay, fine. Yes. Then what is the difference between person and SSC? That is the question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. A person means anybody, like in the form of natural human being or HGF or company or artificial judicial person, corporate society, and so on. And SSC means the person has to pay tax under the Act. That means if an individual who has some income and he has to pay tax under the Income Tax Act, then we can call him as SSC, not a person. That means an individual who is liable to pay tax, then we can call him as a SSC. We can call him as SSC. Likewise, a HGF, if the HGF is accessible under the Act, then we can call the HGF as SSC. Clear, Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we can resume the session. That means a person who is liable to pay tax not on his income but in respect of income of any other person. For example, a guardian of a minor. That means if the minor earns income, some sorts of like then acting in movies or he is playing with chess or any other activities and he generates lots of income. Okay, in such a case, whoever he is the guardian of such a minor, he is liable to pay tax and not the minor. Okay, in the given example, we can see guardian is not generating any source of income, but he is the custodian of a minor kid, and the minor kid is generating the income. So guardian is assessable under the act, or the guardian has to pay tax under the act. Okay, in the practical side, the guardian has to estimate the annual income of the minor kid under his supervision and correct or estimate or compute the tax liability and pay the tax liability out of the income generated by minor. Okay, out of the income generated by minor. This is the practical version. But in the broad sense, we can see assessee is the guardian, because all the formalities, all the legal formalities are vested with the guardian, because he is the custodian of the minor kid. The minor kid may not know about the terms, rules, and regulations of the act. So the guardian has to follow up all the formalities or the regulations in accordance with the rules and laws. Okay, yes. This is the case of a assessee, deemed assessee or a representative assessee. And another category of assessee is assessee in default. Okay. If a person who is liable to, or who is assessable under the act because of any actions committed by him, because of any actions committed by him, if he doesn't commit such a sort of action, he will not be assessable. If he commits some action, then only he will be assessable. Okay. Or in other hand, okay, I will explain the term. A person who fails to meet the legal binding of the act, then he will become a assessee in default. Suppose Mr. A, who fails to meet some legal binding of the Income Tax Act, then he will be assessable. He will be assessable. Okay, I will give an example. Okay, if Mr. X, who wants in a state lottery of 1 crore rupees. Okay, 1 crore rupees. Okay, we know that nobody will get 1 crore rupee. Because why nobody will get 1 crore rupee?
Tax.
Yes.
He have to give a certain tax to government.
Yes. Okay, fine. Suppose Mr. X who wins the lottery amount of 1 crore rupees, from the from the prize amount, the tax, the lottery authority has to deduct tax portion. Otherwise, that lottery department will be assessable under the act. So Mr. X is eligible only for 70 lakh rupees, because 30% is the tax rate for casual income. That means lottery income, like that. Okay. So if the lottery department who hand over the price of 1 crore rupees to Mr. X, in such a case, Mr. X is liable to pay tax. Okay. But the lottery department has to pay 30 lakh rupees tax portion to the government on account of these activities. Okay, this is explanation of a assessee in default. Clear? If the lottery department fails to deduct tax, that means if the lottery department they are bothered about if they are unaware of deducting tax, or they are not willingly to deduct tax amount from the lottery amount of Mr. X, definitely or obviously the lottery department will become assessee in default. Assessee in default. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. This is explanation of assessee. Then there are two classifications for assessee: assessee in as a deemed assessee or a representative assessee, and assessee in default. Okay. Sometimes our session will be cut off because of the free version of Zoom. Every 45 minutes it will be automatically stopped its function. Okay, and after that we can rejoin. Okay, no problem at all. Okay, fine. And next, you have to understand what is PAN. What is PAN? Okay.